Hey, what's up everybody? This is BSL, Blissman Lizard back once again. Welcome to the next part of BSL plays Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus. You have no idea how many times I come close to saying Estival Versus, but I've actually never played Estival Versus, so now let's get down with Asuka. I like playing with Asuka. I like the fast-paced style. Itadakaimasu. Here it comes. Level up. Why are you still alive? Screw off. Persistent Mokujin looking motherfuckers. Somebody sold. Panties. Oh, Homura. Let's get down. I sacrifice myself to the will of our dance and my 1,000 million swords I have in my back. Let's go. Ow, 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 ow. Will you now? Now how about we start from the top? Now how about we start from the top, if you don't mind. You know what? Let's get down. Dang it! So I gotta catch her. If I can catch her before she transformed. Buddy, 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 buddy! Okay, that sounded like it hurt. Even though I'm not moving. Stop doing that! And you stop doing that. Tsukimashita. Get down, Homura. Now, one final slash. Am I gonna finish the job? Guess not. Win Kurasuka. Goody goody. Now as the Shinobi Battle Royal continues. I guess that's about right. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Sugazma. Flash balance level 2. Got these outfits available. A kindergarten smock. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Anyone else around here to take note of? Not really. Back to the missions. Oh, now we're in chapter 5. Playing as Yagyu. I will face any odds to protect those dear to me. Oh, we got more story. As I squint from the cold gust that blows around me, I run the faucet. I fill a bucket with water and then walk along the path to the cemetery. I stop before a well-kept grave. There are fresh flowers on it. Judging from the incense's ash, I suppose my parents were here a short while ago. I pour water over the grave and whisper. Today is the day my sister, Nozomi, died. My parents are both shinobi, so they rarely came home early. Since Nozomi was an elementary school student, she went to an after-school care center every weekday. At the time, I was a junior high school student, and it was my job to pick her up. Nozomi came running out of the care center towards me with her long black hair streaming in the wind. She clasped onto my hand. The warmth of her palm spread all the way to my heart. I found myself smiling. Instead of going home, we would always go to a vacant lot. There, I would practice my shinobi techniques. I was a first-year middle schooler, but I had already decided to enter Hanzo Academy. My goal was to be a shinobi like my parents, so I started preparing for the entrance exam as soon as I could. I whipped kunai through the air towards the target. As I started to show improvement, Nozomi came to me. Timing! She'd gathered up stones and dandelions in a small bucket. I sat down and pretended to eat. Pretended to eat? She is adorable. Nozomi liked tying my hair with a ribbon, but she couldn't do it by herself, so I always did it for her. Take note that Yagyu has both of her eyes here. As soon as I tied her hair to pigtails, she dove straight into a bush and played there. At sunset, we went back home, hand in hand. Part of me knew that one day she'd grow up and then maybe we wouldn't have those walks together. But that was a long way off, and in the meantime, I felt like those moments of ours could last forever. All those tiny moments, being young with my sister. They're the best part of who I used to be. But when Nozomi was killed in a traffic accident, that whole part of me died with her. Every day after that, before I opened my eyes in the morning, I wished that her death had been a bad dream. But no matter how many times I prayed, Nozomi didn't come back, and I always rolled over and cried. I spent most of each day drowning in misery. I forgot how to smile. However, 2 years after she died, I found a surprise, a change inside myself. I didn't feel as sad as before. I didn't cry for her so much. At least, not compared to when I cried every day. I was so worried something was wrong with me that I told my parents. We all sat down and talked about grief. They said that sometimes we have to put sad things aside so the sadness doesn't tear us apart. Time keeps moving forward, so it's natural that the past fades away little by little. So if you don't feel like crying as much anymore, that's okay. I couldn't accept that. If I forgot Nozomi, I'd never forgive myself. But just as my parents said, I could feel the memories of my sister slipping away. I didn't know what to do. I needed some way to keep her memories with me, in front of me, always. So I grabbed her ribbon, and I made an eye patch and put it on my right eye. It cut my vision in half and gave me trouble seeing things, but I could live with that. As long as I wore her ribbon, I would never forget her. That's why I still wear the eye patch to this day. As I reminisce, I feel someone's presence behind me. I turn around and see Hibari. She's so much like Nozomi. When I first saw Hibari, I thought Nozomi had come back. Hibari offers incense to the grave, puts her palms together and prays. The world is full of sadness. Only heaven knows who dies, or when, or why. When that sadness comes to us, what do? How do we carry our grief? Honestly, I still don't know. All I can say for certain is that we must continue to live. At least I'm now able to smile with my eye-patch on. I remembered how, thanks to Hibari and my other friends at Hanzo Academy. There's nothing wrong with enjoying being alive. I know that now. Hibari puts her serious face on. That's an odd question. I suppose she might be nervous about fighting Gessen. I say that so she won't have to worry. Hibari looks happy, then she looks confused. After that, we both burst out laughing. And you'll be a regular Kenshi. It's so silly that we can't help but laugh. I talk to Nozomi in my heart. I've never forgotten you, but now I can smile like this. That's okay with you, right, Nozomi? Is it alright to live like this? We're supposed to rally together at school before the final battle. I pray once more, putting my palms together in front of Nozomi's grave. Those little story parts are quite deep. Very deep. Now what? It's time to fight. Hi, Asuka, Hanzo, and Mirai. Gee, I wonder who that is. There's that Hibari's bunny on that TV. I just noticed that. I appear in a burst of flower petals. Great entrance, if I say so myself. I look over every one of them. Not just Hanzo Shinobi students here today, but the renegades from Heibijo. Their boobs are nothing short of miraculous, and there's so many of them all around me. I just wish Kira weren't there. But that's not the reason I stopped by. I have to tell them the rest of the story I started at the restaurant. Everyone looked at me. Excuse me. I told them they'd find out soon what I was talking about. Now it's that time. Kiria's eyes go wide as soon as he hears the name. I should stop doing this voice. I'm not even doing Hanzo's voice right, so I should just stop doing it. I'm not surprised he knows it, being a teacher and all. All of them seem shocked. Life is a long, strange story if you manage to stick around for it. Meeting a good friend, losing your friend, meeting up again in a whole different way. That's why I have to tell Asuka and the others about this. About Kurokage, the man who was too pure. Kurokage and I had been good friends and rivals since Shinobi School. We always competed over everything. One of us would always come in first and the other would always get second, but as Shinobi we were completely different. I was a team player, but Kurokage was at his best when he fought alone. Kurokage was always talking like that. It sounded cold-blooded, but I knew it was his way of being kind. At that time, the conflicts between good shinobi and evil shinobi were more intense than they are today. Every day, shinobi on both sides would die, and Kurokage's face tightened every time news of a recent casualty came in. And I knew why. When he was young, evil shinobi killed his parents. Like he said, evil shinobi are the good shinobi's enemies. Defeating our enemies is plain and simple. Nobody could argue with that. But there was something in the way he said it. Something dangerous. After graduation day, Kurokage and I were welcomed to the Society of Good Shinobi as up-and-comers. They sent us both off on spying missions and we impressed them every time. But it seemed our dazzling debut wasn't good enough for Kurokage. He signed up to eliminate evil shinobi, so recon assignments weren't his style. I told him fighting against good shinobi isn't the only thing good shinobi do, but all his frustration just kept on boiling up inside him. Finally, Kurokage started attacking evil shinobi wherever he found them, whether or not it was part of his mission. I don't think he ever expected to be punished for that. I'm sure he figured enemies are enemies. Kill them now, kill them later, it wouldn't make a difference. People would be happy with him, not angry. But he was wrong. He was too young to think about what he was doing. Kurokage didn't think that some of the shinobi's world's big shots were both good shinobi and evil shinobi at the same time. Things aren't always split straight down into good and evil, even when we call ourselves that. Kurokage attacked one of those big shots without knowing it, and just like that, he was banished from Shinobi society. When he left, he said to me, I didn't like the sound of that. That was the last conversation I had with him. Right after that, Kurokage started hunting evil shinobi alone. Of course, that was unforgivable. Both good and evil shinobi started going after him. Eventually, people stopped talking about Kurokage, and the war against evil shinobi came to an end. There was a rumor that headquarters finally sent superior shinobi after him. Everyone assumed he had been secretly assassinated. However, 5 years later, I came across some information. A certain man had been taking care of children who had lost their parents in the battle against evil shinobi, and I was told that man was Kurokage. Headquarters took action immediately. They believed he was training those children to avenge their parents and start the war with the evil shinobi all over again. They sent 2 shinobi to assassinate him, but the shinobi failed their mission. What those 2 shinobi said in their report was, Katsuraki's jaw drops. She's right. The shinobi who were sent to kill Kurokage are her parents. Asuka has been quiet, but she suddenly says it. I nod quietly.
Gessenの方たちは黒影さんのために戦っている。そういうことなのでしょうか。黒影さんに育てられた恩返しのつもりなのかな。
Ikaruga and Hibari seemed a bit puzzled. Asuka and the others shake their heads. I can see the quiet excitement in their faces. They may know the Gessen students' situation now, but that hasn't dampened their spirits at all. Her voice is always so clear when she knows what to do. I nod to her proudly. I have nothing more to tell them, but I do have one request. I turn my back to them and mutter, too quietly for anyone to hear. What a story, Mark. Here it is, the final event of the Shinobi Battle Royal, which will begin in the next video. So, until next time, Blood Spinning Lizard out.